Hey everybody, it's Wayne, and today is June 1st, which means the month of May is officially in the rearview mirror. That means it's time to get you a dividend haul for the month of May. Let's go ahead and kick things off in M1, and for full disclosure, received a total of 31 dividend payments. That's between M1 and Robinhood. But we're going to go ahead and start off with things in M1. May 4th, things kicked off with JEPI paying me out $42.88. JEPQ, $48.89. Now, just those two are going to be monthly pairs. So occasionally, I'm going to give you guys a peek at my monthly dividend spreadsheet, breaking down all of just my monthly pairs. And I've got a lot of them. Those are helping me build my long-term slice. If you guys have been tuning in, you guys know that I'm focused on quality, not quantity this year. And of course, those monthly pairs are helping me get there. Lowe's paid me out $4.39. ADC, which is also a monthly pair, paid me out $1.13. I picked this up towards the beginning of the year. This is probably one of my smaller positions among my monthly pairs. Unfortunately, because it is in that monthly slice, I'm unable to give it any more attention, but maybe things will change in about 6 months or so. EPD paid me out $30.78. AbbVie, which by the way is near some 52-week lows, paid me out $7.18. AbbVie is in my long-term slice, so I'm excited to see, just because we are at those 52-week lows, it is going to receive some attention in the form of funds over the next couple of weeks. CEQP paid me out 47 cents. Main Street Capital, which I also own in Robinhood, paid me out $23.28. I own 100 shares. Procter & Gamble, stock ticker PG, paid me out $5.30. O Realty paid me out $52.13. Let's take a look here at my shares of O. Recently, I purchased some additional shares, and you guys will see here that just in the last week, I have bumped this up to 266 shares. So going forward, if my calculations are correct, beginning next month, I should start receiving $67.97, or no, sorry, 99 cents, which is going to be about what, $15, $16 higher than what you're seeing it now. So I'm excited about that. I'd love to get O up to $100 a month. So you guys will have to stay tuned to see if I can get there. Stag, another monthly pair, $51.88. Take a look here at Stag. I own 423 shares, and right now, again, it's a monthly pair, but I'm not doing too bad. If you look at my cost basis, I'm up about $784. So it always feels good when I'm not only receiving monthly dividends from these monthly pairs, but I'm also up on the stock as well. CEQP paid me out $96.94. This is what I would call the big brother of this 47 cents stock payment. Horizon Technology paid me out, they break it down in two payments for whatever reason, $73.37 plus the 6 cents. So Horizon's also a monthly pair. It's nice to receive over $73. Horizon's also a position that I have built up slightly over the last several months. You can see here I've got a total of 667 shares. If we look at historically, in January, they were paying me out about $67, and we've gone up to now $73 for the month of May. That's because I picked up additional shares right around early to mid-April. Pick up here, HTGC paid me out 37 cents. Its big brother paid me out $109.51. If I'm not mistaken, HTGC is probably going to get the crown for the largest single payment within my M1 portfolio. SPHD, also a monthly pair, $1.64. Devo, another monthly pair, $3.32. This is also another position that I just started in February, and I wish I was able to give it a little bit more attention so it would pay me over that $10 range. We're not quite there. I've only got 23 shares, but this could be a position that I would like to add to if I have some extra funds here in the near future. ABR paid me out 12 cents. I believe its big brother probably is going to be on the next page, actually. It paid me out 12 cents, but be on the lookout for big brother. Glad, Another monthly pair, $17.07. Let's go ahead and take a look here. This has also gone up slightly, not because I've added additional shares, but because the dividend has increased. If we look here at Glad, I own 213 shares. You guys can see I am slightly down, negative about 150 bucks, but that's okay because it pays me out 8 cents per share every month. So again, I'm currently receiving about $17.07, otherwise a 9.85% yield. Very excited about that. Let's go to the last payment. As I mentioned before, M1 paid me out a total of 21 payments this month, and you guys can see there's the big brother of ABR. $47.88. I can tell you right now, you're also going to see some dividends in M1 because I own ABR. Both in M1 is Robinhood. So let's go ahead and give you a look at the dividends received in Robinhood. Okay, switching over to Robinhood, giving you a view from within the app. Things kicked off on the 1st of May with CVS paying me out $61.09. As you guys probably know, I own 100 shares and I'm actively selling covered calls on pretty much a weekly basis. So even though CVS is currently down, it's nice to receive that dividend as well as make a small amount of income generated from option premium. Maine, as I mentioned, I hold it in M1 as well. And if you guys didn't know, Maine, I own 100 shares within Robinhood. Let's give you a quick look here. I want to show you guys some of the income I've been able to generate on my 100 shares. My cost basis is just at $40 per share. And if we go down here to the menu, you guys can see over the past several months, I've been able to, on a regular basis, sell covered calls, and I've never had my shares called away. So the last options payment I received was for $35. Before that, I received a whopping $110 for a covered call. Again, I was able to get out of that by paying $5 to close out early. So again, I've been pretty fortunate with the amount of covered calls. Again, I've got a rather elevated cost basis. You can see Maine has had a pretty good run up this past week, but they are down slightly for the month. And that's really helped me because I'm receiving those monthly payments, but I'm also on a regular basis able to sell covered calls. And truth be told, if those shares are called away, I think we've seen Maine hover around that $40 mark. As a matter of fact, they've been as low as $37.98. So if Maine were to be called away, well, I would just simply go back and sell a cash secured put and maybe get 100 shares that way as well. So again, in Robinhood, Maine paid me out $22.50. Remember, only 10 payments in total from Robinhood, so we're moving right along. Tesla, my newer entry as far as a monthly pair, paid me out $44.02. Now I have since transferred that over to my M1. So you guys are gonna see those dividend payments coming in on the M1 side, which is good for me because I take all of those dividends that I receive, and those do not get reinvested in the underlier itself, but rather I invest that when I make my daily cost averaging purchases of my long-term hold slice. OARC, which is also a relatively new addition to the dividend portfolio. This is also owned by YieldMax, which owns Aptly, which owns Tesla, and owns a couple of other ones that have really been buzzed about as well. You can see here on that OARC, though, I do not reinvest it in the stock itself, but rather take that into my brokerage. And you guys know within Robinhood, I'm also purchasing on a daily basis UPS, Aflac, as well as Costco. Apple paid me out $48.19. This is a rather big accomplishment for me. I've got 200 shares, and even though Apple has a rather small dividend, I will take my $48 4 times a year. Costco, which also has a rather smaller starting dividend yield, paid me out $13.88. This was for 13 shares. Again, I contribute a total of $20 every single day, and you can see I am currently up to 14.44 shares. It is a very, very slow and steady build to what I hope to accumulate is going to be 100 shares. That's obviously way down the road. But one of the things that I'm convinced of is by daily cost averaging, truly daily cost averaging Monday to Friday, I've been able to take advantage of those lows throughout the past 5+ months. So you can see my average cost, not too bad, 465.57. Currently, I'm up about 9% with the Costco share price, bringing about 508. Let's go ahead and wrap things out. Starbucks, I own, let's see here, 100 shares. They paid me out $53.35. Starbucks is also a stock that I actively sell covered calls. I got to tell you though, Starbucks has gotten away from me. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the covered call that I have. And I think I'm going to get lucky on this if Starbucks will stay below the 100 range. You can see here the current share price is $97.38. My cost basis is $78 approximately per share, and I've got an active covered call that expires in January. So I had to roll this out in fear that I was going to be assigned. Hopefully, Starbucks for the remainder of the year will hover below $105. If it does not, though, I'll make a decision as to whether or not that I want to roll that. You'll see here ACE-BHD, which I also own in M1, paid me out $15.12, and the month finished out, as I mentioned before, ABR, which I also own in M1, paid me out $42. ABR is likely going to be a stock that I transfer over to M1. I was hoping to sell a series of covered calls on ABR, but the premium is just not where I would like it to be. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and push that over to M1, and that way all the dividend payments will come into one brokerage rather than being split amongst the two. And then LTC, which I also own 100 shares, I'm actively selling covered calls, paid me out $19. That is a monthly payer as well. So if we look at the history here, LTC I have owned, if I'm not mistaken, since the beginning of the year. Yeah, you can see here. So I've already received about 5 payments worth of monthly dividends from LTC. That's a total of $95. And so even though I'm down in my position pretty considerably, take a look here, the current share price of LTC, $32.29. My cost basis is $37 plus. So I'm down about 13%. But if you take a look at the dividends that I've earned, which you guys just saw was $95, if we also factor in the amount of income I have generated from selling covered calls, let's go ahead and take a look here, and it should break down in orders. Yeah, so one of the first covered calls I sold on LTC was for $350. I later bought to close that for $3. So I made $347 on that covered call. And then you can see I turned right around and I sold. Obviously, it wasn't as valuable, but another covered call. Now, truth be told, it is below my cost basis. So this is something that I always need to monitor. But you can see here, I made $75. So if we take that 75 plus 347 plus the $95 that I made in monthly dividends, yeah, I'm down 13%. But I'm about at a break-even point if you factor in the premium income, the dividends, and again, so far LTC hasn't indicated that the monthly dividends at risk. So truth be told, guys, I'm actually optimistic that LTC will bounce back up. It would be nice to be profitable, not only on the dividend, but the options premium, but of course the share price appreciation. So where does that put us for the month? As I mentioned, M1 paid out a total of 21 payments. Robinhood, a total of 10 payments. That's a total of 31 payments for the month of May. May broke down for Robinhood to be $355.66. M1, which of course has the bulk of my dividend stocks, paid me out $618.59. That's a grand total of nearly $975. I didn't shatter any records, but by far it definitely overtook January, February, and April. So now it is officially my second largest paying month, second to just March. And I got to tell you, I think March's record is going to be overtaken in June. If you guys have been holding your dividend stocks, typically March and June are going to be obviously your larger paying months in the first half of the year. Let's go ahead and break this down as to how this factors in with the other years. As you guys know, I always advocate keeping track of all of your dividends by month and by year, and you guys will see here, if we were to compare where I was at compared to 2022, this time last year I was at $2,280, so I am up considerably. In fact, I am just shy of $5,000. Now, one thing that I want to point out is my monthly average. From January to May, I am just under $1,000. You guys know I've got a rather ambitious goal to get to $15,000. That means that I am currently not on track. But as you guys know, I have recently added some higher yield dividend stocks to the portfolio. We'll see if that can get me the extra boost I need to be able to reach that $15,000. But in the meantime, I think, right, I'm optimistic that I can get either there or rather close. Now, you would look at this and say, all right, Wayne, in 2023, passive income, you're at $4,961. But in reality, it's a little bit higher. One thing I don't really break down, and I guess I should, is also Robinhood will pay you out for stock lending. It is something that you have to opt into. Now, last year in 2022, I was making a whole lot more money in stock lending. I guess you could argue, Wayne, if you're being paid a lot in stock lending, it must mean that you have a lot of stocks in your possession that clearly other shareholders want to short, which means how valuable are those stocks in your portfolio? So far this year, I have not really seen too many stocks be lended out, and so today I have only received a total of 34 cents. I guess that might be a good thing. I also have Robinhood Gold, which pays out 4.65% APY, and that's pretty cool because so far in 2023 I have earned $151.66. That's just as good as dividend passive income. So far, total passive income for the year 2023 is $5,113. Truth be told, I might just factor in the interest I receive over the next 6 months and to see if I can include that with the, obviously the goal that I have of 15,000. I think you guys would let me off the hook if I wanted to include not only dividend income, but interest income as well. So that's it, guys. Things are looking pretty good. I'm even more excited for June. As you guys know, I'm a paid member of Track Your Dividends, and they kind of give you a forecast. So I think right now for the month of June, I am going to be set to either barely meet the month of March, in which I received $1,900. I think I might even get closer to $2,000. You guys will have to remain tuned in, but that is the total May haul for dividend income. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much for tuning in.